the Godfather of Mephedrone. In 1929, Franco-Spanish chemist Saem Sanchez was deep in the world of cathinone, the naturally occurring stimulant found in East Africa's hot plant. Locals chew hot for an energizing effect, a jolt like strong coffee, or maybe even like coca leaves. Definitely not your regular cappuccino. Sanchez was looking for cathinone analogs when he synthesized a compound with a name fit for a Scrabble championship, tolylalphaminomethylamino ethyl ketone. While nobody could pronounce it, the molecule would later earn a catchier title, Mephedrone. He published his findings in the Bulletin de la Société Chimique de France, a respected French chemistry journal, but then nothing. The molecule sat on the shelf of history for nearly 80 years, completely forgotten, until someone got bored on the internet. Boredom, reagents, and a forum called the Hive. In 1999, mephedrone popped up in modern scientific papers, not as a relic from 1929, but as something vaguely interesting to pharmacologists. No one was cooking it yet. No recipes, no trip reports, just academic curiosity and zero party potential. Fast forward to 2003. On the underground forum The Hive, a legendary site for amateur chemists, a kind of virtual lab for renegade minds. An underground user with a Portuguese IP and the nickname Kinetic had too much free time and a suspicious love for chemistry and experimentation. I was bored and had some amusing reagents lying around. He synthesized 4-MMC, also known as mephedrone, took 50 milligrams. Nothing. Then snorted another 100 milligrams. Boom. Euphoria, energy, and what he described as better than anything except my beloved ecstasy. Thus, unofficially, mephedrone returned, not in a lab or pharma office, but in a forum post with a smiley face. The man who took mephedrone global, Ezekiel Golan. While Sanchez created it and Kinetic rediscovered it, the man who launched mephedrone into global consciousness was an Israeli chemist named Ezekiel Golan, known online as Dr. Zee or Doc Zee. In the early 2000s, Golan was working with Neodoves, an Israeli company collaborating on legally selling cathinone-based energy tablets, slightly more intense than your morning espresso. But once cathinone was banned, the business faced extinction. Searching for legal analogs, Golan dove into chemistry journals and online forums. That's when publications about 4-MMC on the Hive helped him. The pieces clicked. Mephedrone was a perfect substitute, potent, legal, and unregulated. Soon after, Golan outsourced synthesis to China and launched mass production around 2003-2004. Mephedrone hit the market both in tablet form and as a pure powder under the name Neodoves. A name that sounded like a vitamin, but hit like chemical lightning. Just like that, mephedrone was back. Not through pharma, but through entrepreneurial chemistry and the gray market. But Golan wasn't just a businessman. He had long been active on anonymous forums, sharing synthesis guides, harm reduction advice, and dosage protocols. He didn't see himself as a dealer. He called himself a social chemist. His ethos was precision, purity, and transparency. While street drugs came laced with who knows what, Golan's version was clean, consistent, and lab-grade.
And I took the cathinone skeleton and started imagining substitutions. So we changed a little bit here, changed a little bit there, and then from that very large set of possible analogs that you can make, I found the ones that it is possible to make, and the ones that it is possible to make inexpensively and cleanly. And then you make them. One after you make 5 grams of this and that and that and that and that. And then you try them. And you're right in calling it a discovery because you don't know in advance what it's going to do or if it's going to do anything.
He emphasized harm reduction over hype. His logic, if people are going to use drugs anyway, better they use pure compounds than contaminated mystery powders. He backed this up by publishing guides, raising awareness, and launching a grassroots campaign of drug literacy. While the world yelled, "Just say no," he whispered, "Say yes to what it really is."
The media didn't understand what they understand today, that when you warn about a drug, you make it very, very popular. The media is a little bit more responsible today. And they don't give me free advertising like they did back in those days. So the media created the popularity of mephedrone. It informed everybody in the public that there is a legal, good drug called meow meow, and that created a huge demand.
Golan aligned himself with the legacy of Alexander Shulgin, creator of MDMA. Like Shulgin, he saw synthetic drugs not just as party fuel, but as tools for self-exploration, therapy, and healing.
I'm a neo-Shulginist. Okay, I read Pikal and Tikal. I understood that it was possible, that you need to be brave and knowledgeable in order to test these substances on yourself, that there's a methodology. I cried after realizing this, put the books aside, rolled up my sleeves, and started doing it. The answer is Sasha Shulgin, basically in his books, convinced me that this is a good thing to do. He also gave a reason, and the reason is that it is an incredible scientific tool if you want to understand consciousness.
It's official. The controversial party drug mephedrone will be banned from the end of this week. The drug, described as a plant food, has been freely available as a so-called legal high on websites like these for years. But after Friday, the dance drug is outlawed as a Class B drug after the completion of the formal parliamentary process.
The bans on mephedrone started rolling in. Israel in 2008, then the UK in 2010, followed by others.
I'm introducing legislation to ban not just mephedrone and other cathinones, but also to enshrine in law a generic definition.
Golan didn't resist. He shut it down quietly. No drama, no arrests. And despite his key role in creating and spreading one of the most impactful euphoric stimulants of the 2000s, he was never charged with anything.
I've never broken the law. I take very, very special care to only create substances that are legal where they are created and where they are shipped. That's the point behind legal highs.
But he didn't disappear. He reinvented himself as an inventor. Today, Doc Zee still shares thoughts and experiments on drzee.org, writing calmly about chemistry, society, and drug policy. He remains clear-eyed about his legacy. No regrets, no nostalgia. To him, mephedrone was a product of its time, a symbol of underground innovation clashing with outdated drug laws. As he once wrote, we need substances that heal, not just substances that hype. Over time, Golan secured more than 100 patents, spanning agriculture, neuroscience, mycology, and biotech. But he never fully left the world of psychoactives. He helped develop 3-MMC, a legal-at-the-time analog of mephedrone, studied for potential use in treating anxiety and PTSD. Another creation, MEAI, 5-methoxy-2-aminoindane, was designed as a non-addictive alternative to alcohol, offering a light, social high without blackouts, cravings, or aggression. Both substances were later banned in several countries. Not due to proven harm, but because of their structural similarity to known stimulants like MDMA and 4-MMC. Yet they remain legal in parts of the world. Who knows what the next legal mindfuck from his lab will be?